Alright guys, today's competition day, and the car's pretty good. Had some time to sit and think about driving and like all that stuff. A couple things. Today we are switching to the Zestino Acrovas. So this will be the first lap driving on these tires. Hopefully they're pretty good. We got a whole bunch of them, but they are unmounted, and all of these wheels still have good tires on them. So we only have one other pair that's freshly mounted right there. So I gotta decide what we're gonna do. We should probably dismount another pair of these to use. I think this is what we used yesterday. So maybe we'll get one more pair of wheels mounted up today, and hopefully that'll be enough for the comp. I wanna burn through those in practice, and then maybe burn through some Velinos in practice. Try and kill the rest of those off. And then make sure that's dialed. But one thing I was thinking about, sitting in the hotel hot tub last night, is for some reason when I drive this car, I don't like it. I don't enjoy driving it. Like, it's cool, it's got good power, and it's really fast, the transmission shift's amazing, like that's all good, but there's something about it. And I think what it is, I realized when I pull up the handbrake, it doesn't lock immediately, it takes effort. And so I just kind of like, my mind and my body just adapts to that, and I don't put much thought to it. But now that I've been thinking about it, like when you have a handbrake that just locks, you don't have to think about it. It doesn't take you extra time to get the car to shift and adjust to what you want to. But this car, I think that's one of the problems. And I wish I would have realized that earlier, because it's probably something that's easily fixable. But it's kind of frustrating in this car. So when I go up to the wall, I kind of pull it like, and it's like, oh, let's lock, okay, now lock. And so that half a second or so that it takes for it to actually lock up is time wasted for me to get settled on the bank and get back on throttle. And I think that's really affecting me. So what am I gonna do about it today? Battery's completely dead. I left the headlights on.
I just moved it.
Never mind. My bad. I turned on the wrong switch. I thought I turned on the fuel pump, but I didn't hear it.
Oh.
But I turned on the ECU. My bad. Jake's mad at me already. Another thing is when I get to fourth gear and let the clutch out, the car starts vibrating really violently. So I don't know if when I put the diff in, I set the pinion angle wrong and it's causing a violent shake, or if something's actually, I mean, nothing's loose. We checked the drive shaft, U-joint. We checked the bolts that go to the axles. Everything's tight. So unless, you know, the axle spacer got bent or something that's causing some outer round vibration, if it's not that, then I guess it could be the pinion angle. So I don't know exactly what's going on, but I mean, I'm just gonna drive through it. I hope that doesn't like break anything or cause damage to the drive shaft, or heaven forbid break another diff. But I mean, other than that, the car's good. It accelerates, it moves really well on the track. The suspension's good. I just think there's a couple things I need to get dialed, and I'm probably not the best guy for analyzing like, hey, this is what's bothering me, because I just drive through problems. And each one of those little problems, if they compound enough, then it causes causes issues with drivability and my ability to maximize my skill level. And so I think that's kind of what's happening right now, is I'm not feeling confident, and it's probably because I drove the Chaser so much recently, and that car just does absolutely everything I want it to. I love the Chaser, and I don't love this car, and I don't know. And I'm also not motivated to work on this between rounds, because I don't like it that much. It's kind of sad.
So we're gonna check the oil level on here, but to do it correctly, we have an AccuSump system down in here. We're gonna start the car, let the AccuSump fill all the way up. We're gonna shut it off, and then we'll shut the car off and check the motor oil level. That way the AccuSump's full.
We're jiving with Jake. We're jiving with Jake.
Jiving with Jake, sorry.
Jamming with Jake.
Anyways.
Something.
The AccuSump will be filled up all the way. That's our reserve oil pressure. If we get in a low oil pressure system, we can shut that off and isolate it from the engine. Check the motor oil, make sure it's all up to where it needs to be, and then we know we're good on our motor oil area. So Brandon's going to start it up right now. So this is the AccuSump. And then there's a little pressure gauge way over here. It's kind of hard to see. Once that gets all the way to the top, right there, I'm going to go ahead and shut it off, this valve. Now this is full and not isolated from the engine. Okay. Now we can get an accurate reading on our dipstick, because if we did it the other way, this would be like way overfilled without the active sump filled up. Looks like we probably need about a half a quart. Renewable lubricants going in the machine.
Is that good stuff?
Yeah, this is supposed to be the good stuff. Renewable lubricants. It's compatible with E85 fuel, which is what we use because that gets over into the oil. And so this helps prevent the oil from breaking down and stuff because they work with each other. So we need to put a little bit in there. See if I can do it Master Tech style.
You're like a sommelier. Look at that pour.
Yeah, pretty close to a half a quart. Now this engine is ready to rock.
I don't know about that guy. Somehow we always end up pitted next to him. He's always just going on and on about whatever he's got going on. I don't get it. So I want to put some more Zestinos on wheels. But obviously I want to pick whatever tires are have the least amount of tread. So I hate to do that because you spent so much time mounting all these, Jesse. But we might just have to take some good. We have to pay someone else to take them off and put some other tires on.
A lot too.
What?
A lot.
Yeah. Pay him more than I paid you to mount them. Sorry, Jesse. Let's go over to ask me to use the time machine. It's not planned at all. I should probably put my shoes on while I'm sitting in the. Can you grab my shoes and socks so I can put them on during the driver's meeting? I got something in my eye, which is really annoying because like I can't get it out, and now I gotta go straight to practice with something in my eye. So I guess I'll just have to win the event with one eye.
Like a pirate.
Please make room for drivers.
Should I get an eye patch? Get on the boat.
Look like that Senator Crenshaw or whatever. Liberty!
Yeah, that guy lives a decent life with one eye, right?
Yeah.
I could do it.
How are you? All your points, all the areas that we can. There's always you guys out there in the practice time, right? We're gonna go back to our normal tandem, right? Go do 2 laps, lead chase. We just ditched that last night. I wanted to make sure everyone at least got 1 lap in case you didn't, forbidding that something else done happen. So that's why we did that last night. All right, let's get quick with it. Riley, do you got anything? Do you guys have any questions? I want to make this meeting very short.
I have a question. With the light, this is like a deep range off.
Car feels pretty good. It's getting really hot. It's pissing water right now out of the overflow, so we're gonna figure out a way to keep it cool. We'll have to spray it, maybe use the blower. These are the first time on these tires, and it felt the same as the other ones. It felt pretty good. It looks like they're already chunking out, so they're not as durable as the other tires, but it felt pretty good. Still not driving very good, but that's what practice is for. I gotta get more laps in. That's it for practice. I guess we just put some tires on and wait. We got nothing else to do, right?
Yeah.
Car felt good to me. No reason to mess with what's working. All right, it is a hot one. It's like over 100 degrees, but it's finally time for top 32. Just making my way around. I'm gonna have to shift from two-wheel drive back into my racing suit and race shoes to sit in that heat of the car. But as I sit here and contemplate like what I want to do in the future, definitely includes bringing the Chaser to competitions as opposed to driving the S13. I think the S13 can live a good life in retirement. I'm ready to build something different and do something different. But woo! So we're about to line up for top 16. I'm really stoked that we moved on from our battle. It's definitely a tough battle, but somehow I flipped on a light switch and was up on the wall. I've been struggling with that all day. But like in that lap, boom, 4th gear on the wall. I did pretty well. I still got some room for improvement in other areas, but like that was, for me, that was pivotal in unlocking that. So I hope I can carry that into the top 16 battle. As far as the follow, like I hung back a little bit too far, more than I wanted to, so I need to make sure I'm on it, especially we're running with Josh Mason. His car's not here. I don't know where his car is. He's a good driver and his car's dialed. So that's gonna be tough. That means I gotta go 110% against Josh Mason. I'm not giving, I mean, everybody between me and the podium right now is a really good driver. So that means like I gotta be on it. So that's a lot of pressure, but that's where we're at right now. We're about to go out to top 16 ceremonies. Saddle up. So we're out here for top 16 ceremonies. I told Blaze just to go home now, but he didn't want to, so I don't.
You got a longer drive, buddy. You might as well pack it up right now. Pack it up.
But this is shaping up to be a good top 16. There's a lot of good drivers here. There's some really good media guys also.
How you doing?
Good.
What are you doing?
You're interrupting my media, man.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Just kidding. But this is what's awesome about Hot Pit is there's tons of media coverage, tons of good drivers, and the live stream. Like that's why I love events like this. But now it's time to get get in the zone for winning. It's time to win. Blaze didn't come to win. These other guys didn't come to win. I think we're the only ones here to win it.
The one thing Brandon's forgetting is this car's gonna break.
Look, as long as I don't get one more timed, it'll be good. That'll be good. It'll be good.
Time.
Yeah.
One more time.
4 more times with Blaze. Battle of attrition.
5 one more time.
That's right. That's right, man. That's I was just wondering if
Those are some really, really good battles. Honestly, like, I told him, I'm like, I don't want to go 5 more times, dude. I can't handle it. And so I'm kind of glad the judges made a decision. Terry and I were just watching it. Like, it's close. It's close to call, right? You could go either way, but that's about as best as I can drive, as good as I can drive. And he's like right there, you know. Neither of us really made any major mistakes, so I'm sure the judges are up there like splitting hairs, you know what I mean? And like, I don't know. Yo! That was awesome. Those are the best battles.
Yes.
This guy's a good driver.
So is this
Amazing.
man.
Good car.
Like, honestly, this man, it's like high on the bank, like super fast. It was like, I knew when I was behind you, I knew it was like there's gonna be no games.
100%.
There's just gonna be flat out, let's go. And
That's why I was watching you earlier. It's like a good, when you know you can go 100% behind someone, it makes for the best battles.
100%.
Right? And it's like transition on bumper. Nobody's gonna do anything weird.
No.
It's just the best man wins, you know?
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
good job, dude. Go get
Thank
it.
you. Appreciate it.
The car was getting really hot after the battles. Like, I know if we would have kept going one more time, so it would just been starting to get really rough. Just like last time, but it's even hotter this time. So, I'm happy. I'm happy because like earlier in the day, my driving was down here at like a 5, and then like a light switch, as soon as we did the first 32 battle, I turned up to like an 8. Like, I started driving good. I was on the wall. In practice, I was doing terrible, and I was like really down on my driving. But like something in here, as soon as it clicks, like I can rise to the occasion, and that's exactly what happened. So I'm happy about that. I gave it everything I had. I left nothing on the table. I guess I could have tried to push through his door, but I'm not trying to crash his car. You know what I mean? I did the best I could. So I'm not bummed at all. I realize this is probably going to take us out of the championship, which kind of sucks, but you know, I drift for fun. Like, I take it serious, but I also drift for fun, and so like I had fun today. I didn't have fun this morning, but like in these battles, obviously I want to move on, but I'm gonna stop talking now. It is what it is. I love it.
All right, guys, so I made it back home. What a disaster of a trip in general. Took forever. This truck smokes like an absolute train, worse than it ever has, ever. I got oil all over my friend's trailer. Well, exhaust, really. And I'm not even gonna say it's because I'm burning oil. I think it's just the truck is running so bad, whether it was on diesel or on oil, because we did drive a few hundred miles on straight diesel, and it ran no better or no worse. Actually, I would argue that it runs better on used motor oil than it does on diesel right now, which has actually got me down a whole different rabbit hole of diagnostic stuff, thinking that maybe the injection pump is getting sloppy, and so the oil being thicker allows it to pump better, and when you put thin diesel in it, it doesn't. Anyways, my bike got stolen in San Bernardino out of the back of the truck at Walmart. Let's see, Terry brought his truck to tow the trailer back, and then his truck started overheating and is leaking out of the engine. So that sucked. It took us forever. I ended up staying last night with my family in Cedar City on the way home because I was getting too tired. The other guys had to go. They were following us at 60 miles an hour. They had to blast 80 miles an hour to get home so they could go to work today and open the shop for us. Man, what a weekend. But we're back. And you know what? The car did well. I cannot complain in the slightest of how well the car did at the track. I think, like, my driving, I was doing well. Obviously, I didn't pass top 16, but, like, I'm going to say I drove as hard as I could, and it was a really close battle. You know, I probably could have been that much better, and that's what I needed to win, but I wasn't. And so congrats to Josh, because he was that much better, and that's what it took for him to take it to the top. So usually it's something stupid like a big mistake on my part or the car that takes us out. and I can say that I made no major mistakes, and the car was like good. And so for me, that's a win. I'm happy. We didn't get the result we wanted, but it was after fighting as hard as we could. So I cannot fault myself or the other guys for that in the slightest. So good weekend overall, but thank you guys for watching, and I don't know what's next for content. Probably actually no, I do know what's next. I'm on to a different thing, a different chapter of what I'm starting another build, but it's not something you guys would expect, so I'm going to introduce that video soon. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll catch you on the next video. Bye.